aquí me quedé noise.
Was?
Es geht eine zweite Bombe, lass mal gehen.
We're at home now. We're in a bit of sort of shock. We're not physically, miraculously, I don't know how we're not physically hurt. We were queuing to check in at the desk row 8, which is fairly near the Starbucks coffee shop. And I actually went towards the Starbucks to go and get a tea for my partner. And it was at that moment that the first explosion happened. So the idea of getting a tea stopped being a good one, and I ran back to my partner, and the ceiling was falling in. There was debris falling all around us. General panic, I think, would be the best way to describe it. And I just jumped on top of my partner and covered us with the suitcase to protect us from the falling ceiling. We were also, sort of talking about it afterwards, we also realised that we were afraid that there may be shooting, but that didn't happen at all. I didn't hear any shots, or people are reporting that they were shouting in Arabic. I personally didn't hear any shouting in Arabic where we were in near the the check-in row 8.
It sounds absolutely terrifying, Julian. Did it seem obvious to you straight away, though, that it was a bomb?
Absolutely, yeah. There was no doubt in our minds that it was a bomb. I think the main thing that stuck in my head is the smoke, the smell of the smoke, and it smelled like fireworks. So it didn't seem at all that it was something from the construction in the airport. It just definitely seemed like a bomb straight away.
We're seeing some pictures from inside the airport at the moment, and you can see visibly just how thick that smoke was. Julian, at what stage did you feel like it was safe to leave?
Sorry, I didn't hear you there.
At what time did you feel like it was safe to leave? If you were sheltering behind your suitcases, when were you able to get up and walk out?
Well, it's difficult to tell in the panic. I think about 30 seconds to a minute went by where we were crouched underneath our suitcase. And then we heard the airport staff shouting for everyone to evacuate as quickly as possible. So we ran from the edge of row 8 towards the exit, and we were running over the debris from the ceiling and broken glass from where the windows had exploded, and there was people's baggage lying on the floor. I think there were 1 or 2 people lying injured as well, but and so at that point we ran out into the area where the cars pull up for the car drop-off point just outside the airport, and there was when we really saw lots of people injured, lots of people trying to help people who were injured, and just general confusion. Everyone on their mobile phones trying to call people, trying to call the emergency services. We ourselves tried to help a woman who had a bad injury on her leg and foot. It looked like it was sort of shrapnel from the explosion that had embedded in her shoe, and she was screaming to take her shoe off. But obviously we were saying, no, don't take your shoe off, because that's probably what's holding your foot together. And then I was running around trying to find ambulance people or first aid people. But at that point, probably we're talking 10, 15 minutes, maybe less than that after the explosion. It just seemed like everyone needed help, and there wasn't quite enough emergency service help there at that time. But then after another 10 minutes, I would say that there were fleets of ambulances and fire engines and stuff coming into the airport area, and we could see then that people were getting help that they needed.
And Julian, now you're home. How are you feeling? Lucky to be alive?
Yeah, it's weird. We're watching it on the television and kind of thinking we were there 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. How did we survive that? Because it was literally the ceiling was falling in around us, and the glass was exploding around us, and so many other people were badly injured. And we've learned now that people have died, and then there's also the other attack on the metro. I take that metro quite a bit, and it's just surreal. But we're hunkered down at home and trying to come to terms with it all, I guess.